everyone, and welcome to the Dancing Bear Enlightenment Academy Holistic Transformation Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Beverly. Today, our very special guest, all the way from Chile, is Michael Landau. He's a persistent growth founder. Michael teaches mindfulness movement. He's a professional musician and has training in energy work, Buddhism, and the Enneagram. He is the creator of Personal Growth, an online membership that offers a short daily practice of mindful movement. I like this idea of mindful movement. So what is that? What does that mean for you?
Mindful, well, we've been seeing lots of self-help ideas running around. A lot has to do with our mind. Mindfulness has become quite popular, which is some very basic meditation teaching. So learn to focus, learn to stay with the breath, call your mind back. And there's a lot of movement because we all move too little. We are a sedentary society. So there's all kinds of exercises and people are encouraged to move. Some do it, some don't. But there seems to be a gap in between, as if the mind was us and the body was the brain taxi, if you want, this machine that we just need to keep it in good health. So most of what you see around about movement is mechanical. So it's about the mechanics of movement. It's about strengthening your muscles, becoming more flexible, becoming stronger. It's mechanical. It is kind of an insult to our brain, as if the body was this mechanical thing that has nothing to do with us. Really, it is not us. It is what carries us around. And when I'm talking about mindful movement, is kind of bringing the two areas together and doing movement and while being mindful to it, paying attention to what you're doing. So instead of just moving in a mechanical way in order to keep your muscles strong and be more flexible, we use movement as a vehicle for learning. So it's really about learning. When you pay attention to what you're doing, you don't just do it mechanically. Mm-hmm. You can change what you're doing from time to time. You can find better ways. You can improve your way of acting. And really, we have a brain because we can move. Any creature that doesn't move, kind of voluntary movement, doesn't have brain. That's what brains are for. They're not for thinking, they're not for philosophy. These are kind of side products. We have brains because we move. And voluntary movement is what we basically organize with our brains, and our nervous system is this magnificent, hugely complex thing that is I mean, we use it in for every skill that we have, but because we became so sedentary and so scientifically oriented, so mind-oriented, we kind of have forgotten that the body is part of that. It's part of this mind-body whole thing that is us. So this is what I understand with mindful movement. Use your body to move around while being mindful, not in a mindless way.
And how long does this take to do?
You can dedicate your life to it.
No, I mean, is it just 3 minutes?
What I do, the way I teach it is as a daily habit. So my idea is take a very short time every day to be mindful of your movement, to enter this learning space. So yeah, in my case, 3 minutes. I don't say that 3 minutes is it. This is the way I do it, and I found out that it works.
Oh, okay.
When you do it for 3 minutes every day, something shifts. A tiny thing happens in those 3 minutes. When you do it every day, you are in a process of growth.
And you do it longer or more than once?
Well, I'm a Feldenkrais practitioner, and the typical Feldenkrais class is kind of 40 minutes to 1 hour.
Oh, okay.
It's like similar to yoga class. You lie on the floor, you do movements. It has a sequence, so it's longer. This is the traditional way of doing it. I took it and applied to it the idea of habit creation and condensed it into the minimal viable unit that makes sense. In 3 minutes, something happens. That's
Oh,
good.
okay. Nice. If you can't spend 3 minutes moving your body, well, you probably don't care about yourself and you're not watching this anyway.
Yeah, I asked people, would you dedicate 3 minutes to your well-being? And of course, people say, yeah, of course. But so many people don't ever do it. They don't stop to just look at themselves, hardly ever. So they just keep doing the same things, and the patterns that we have are not optimal, never optimal, and there's always room for improvement. And in many cases, they do us harm over time. When we do things in a little awkward way, in a little too much effort, we produce damage over time.
Oh, we damage. Oh, yeah, I damaged my back. Tell me about it.
Mm.
So, what are some of the other benefits of this persistent growth that you're talking about?
So I work with movement, so the very direct benefits are to your movement. You move better, you're more aware of what you're doing, so you have more options. We go into the very basic habitual patterns that are ancient, that come from our early childhood, like the way how we turn, how we hold ourselves against gravity, how we reach with our arm, the whole neural connections that we do for each of these very simple movements is very complex and very individual, and it has been learned and installed as a habitual pattern. We're not conscious of it anymore. So when we apply consciousness to it, we just pay attention to what we're doing, to the small details of these functions. We can introduce small changes. So over time, you move better, you feel more comfortable doing things, you become more effective with what you do, because there's less resistance, there's less unnecessary effort. But it is a holistic practice. So we use movement as the field for exploration. It's not really about movement as a mechanical thing, as I said in the beginning. So you become a better version of yourself in a pretty global way. For one thing, we use focus, we use awareness, 3 minutes that you really focus on something specific. So you learn to focus better, you learn to direct your attention in a clearer way. You're not so dispersed, you learn to calm down your mind. This is the mindfulness part of the practice. And you become more somehow effective in your life. It affects your relationships, simply the way you hold your space in the world.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is kind of a combination of your physical body and your energy.
Well, can you do a demo so we can actually see it, and I'll just give you the stage?
Of course, we can do more or less 3 minutes. I'm not going to look at the clock, but we do a very small exploration that can give you a sample of what it looks like.
Wait a minute. It's got me. I don't want me. I want well, Where does it say pin?
In the three dots of my,
Yeah, I'm on the
on
three
my image.
dots. Um,
Hover over my image and the three dots appear.
yeah, it just says make a host. It says allow multi-pin, but I think if I do, yeah, see, that didn't do it.
You can also say hide self
Oh,
image or
oh,
something. You can, so
let me
that
see if,
you can do it with your.
no, there, did that do it? No,
No, I see your.
no. Sorry, I never did this. There's here, hide self. Thank you.
Hide self. That's it. Did you hide yourself?
Yeah, all I see is, oh, no, that didn't do it. Now I don't know how to change it back.
You
View.
can what you can do is change to speaker mode and mute yourself so you don't pop up. Then I will say something and it will be me. Yeah. Is it? Is that okay? So we're going to do 3 minutes of, more or less 3 minutes of a movement exploration, one of thousands of possibilities, so that you get an idea what it looks like. So I'd ask you to sit at the front of your chair so that you hold yourself. Don't try to do a good posture or anything, just sit up. Have your feet firm on the ground, so you feel your sitting bones on the chair. This is kind of the basis of this upright structure at the moment when you're sitting. And start tilting your head to the right and back. So you tilt your head it means that you bring your right ear a little closer to the right shoulder. And you can feel that part of your neck doing this sideways curve. You don't turn, so your face stays frontal. We call it lateral flexion, if you want to know. So you flex sideways. Okay, and feel your neck doing this curve. You can notice what is happening in your spine a little lower. Probably not much. Now you can do a little more. So as you tilt your head, lift your left shoulder. So now you're tilting more of yourself. You can feel that the curve, the sideways curve, goes lower through your spine. So also your chest spine, the thoracic spine, makes a curve. Your left shoulder goes up, your right shoulder goes down a little bit. Okay, so wait for a second. And now find a place where you can put some weight on your feet and keep doing the same thing. Right ear to the right shoulder, bring the left shoulder a little upwards, and now also lift the right sitting bone a little from the chair. So you're shortening all of your right side, lengthening the left side. So now you're doing this side bending all through the spine, from the bottom to the top of your head. Okay? Yeah, let go of this. And we'll do a final variation. Bring your left hand somewhere above your head. You don't need to stretch the arm. It's just a little higher than your head. And let the right arm hang. So the right hand hangs next to your thigh to the floor. And keep doing the same thing. You tilt, you round your back sideways, the side curve, and you lengthen the left hand upwards and the right hand downwards. You see, the hands go a little bit away from each other. You can feel that something changes on your sitting bones. You have to push the floor a little with your right foot, and your whole spine does this curve. Okay, so let go of it, just sit normally, feel your sitting bones again on the chair. Maybe they feel a little different. Compare both sides. And just to see what happened, tilt your head once to the right and once to the left and see what it feels like. Is there any difference between the sides? So for most people, it is easier to tilt to the right after this very short practice than to the left. Afterwards, you can do it to the other side, of course. So this is it. This is the more or less 3 minutes. I didn't look at the clock, but it's very short. You just do a couple of variations.
It's really simple.
Yeah, so this is one possibility. It's my sequence of 3-minute sessions is now finishing a whole year. So I have 300 and almost 65 sessions, and each of them is different. So it's not like you have to repeat this one every day. This is boring. We're doing a different exploration each day. But in these tiny explorations, something small shifts. So you can notice that something happened when you did it. And it's, of course, you didn't change the structure of your body, you changed something in your brain. Some new information came into this very basic function of side bending. We use it, we need it, it's part of our life. You improve it a tiny bit, and you do this kind of improvement every day, and you're on a path of growth.
Well, with my back right now, I didn't do the lift your sit bone, but I did the rest of it. It was easy. So yeah, even I could do it.
Oh,
so
yeah,
that's nice.
It is. You're not supposed to reach a specific posture, or you're not even supposed to do it well. It's not about getting it done. The whole it works because it's an exploration. So I have people with different difficulties, trouble, older people who cannot do it as I show it. I just show it to give a quick reference because it's just 3 minutes. I don't show it so that you imitate me. So you just do what you can within the range that is easy. And the idea is to explore yourself in movement, not reach a result.
But I can see where if you have a day job where you sit at a computer, having some simple movements that you can do while you're sitting there working would be a good thing. I can see adapting just that simple thing, every now and then. So I don't get stiff sitting here. So
yeah, I
that's
sometimes
wonderful.
do these workshops or just classes sporadically for sedentary people. So just do things that you can do after a long while of sitting.
Within your own limits. That's nice. So you have a wonderful free gift for people where they can learn more, right? It's 3-minute mindful movement samples. So tell us about your free gift.
So you can sign up to get 3 free samples like this one that are from my actual course, and a document that talks about kind of what it all means. So yeah, you're welcome to sign up to get them. You get 3 free samples in 3 consecutive days. So you see, you have a tiny bit of my idea of a daily habit over 3 days. That's
nice
for you.
So for those of you on YouTube, I'm going to post the link below, but for those of you on the podcast, the link is persistent-growth.com. So that's persistent-growth.com. Wow, that's a wonderful gift. So Michael, do you have any closing comments for our audience?
Yeah, I would suggest a revolutionary change of attitude towards movement.
Mhm.
Your body is not a machine. It is part of you, and it has an amazing mind to manage it. And you can use that combination of your mind and your body to be in a constant path of learning, not just keep doing the things that you already know how to do, but get a little better each day. It's possible, and movement is a very good field for exploration that allows you to grow.
And if you're doing it slowly and mindfully, you're not going to hurt yourself. I like that. Yeah, that's wonderful. So thank you everybody for joining us, and remember to be the light you want to see in the world.